On this week's show, Liberty Hockey picks up an historic win, and we bring you Lady Flames women's soccer mic'd up.
Plus, we introduce you to assistant tennis coach Trevor Foshey, and you guessed it, men's basketball is back on the hot seat. You're watching Flames Central.
Hold on tight, because we're about to take you all around Liberty Athletics. Welcome on into our Flames Central studios. I'm Matt. She's Emily. And Emily, we've been talking for a while now about this super spring for Liberty Athletics. And you know what? It's fast approaching.
It sure is, Matt, and I am not complaining. To the gridiron, to the rink, to the diamond, from the pool. By the end of the show, we're going to have you caught up on all things Liberty.
Yeah, you certainly will. But we're going to start the show in a way I'm not sure we ever have before, with hockey. Yes, hockey on the ice, where Liberty played its first ever game against an NCAA Division I opponent. The Flames kicking off the spring semester against Long Island University, the Sharks. Liberty would actually fall behind in the first period, 1-0, and it would stay that way until late in the second. It was then that Vitaly Novitsky provided the equalizer. The sophomore with a huge goal and a huge momentum swing. They would keep the pressure on Long Island, and with 59 seconds left in the second period, Ryan Cox off the rebound, the go-ahead wrister, and Liberty led 2-1 at the end of two. In goal, Hunter Verostic would handle things from there, stopping a big 50 shots as the Flames get the program's first ever win over a Division I foe.
From the frozen pond to the pool, Liberty hosted the TYR Senior Celebration meet last Saturday and took care of business with a win over Campbell. The victory gives LU a 3-0 record on the year, the second undefeated season in program history. The senior Lady Flames honored at the meet were Ariel Arnett, Lindsay Cohey, Kaya Francis, Peyton Keener, Emily Manley, and Emily Zimkowski. The Lady Flames won every event contested in the Coastal Collegiate Sports Association took notice of the standout performances as Keener would go on to be named the Swimmer of the Week, while Lauren Chenault would be awarded the Diver of the Week. The Lady Flames will look to capture their third straight CCSA title as they host the championship February 15th through 17th. We stay on the women's side, but head over to the pitch. The Lady Flames soccer team is set to kick off its season at VCU on February 7th. So we thought it would be a good idea to throw a mic on head coach Lang Wiedemeyer and junior Casey Jamison to see how they're preparing for their first match.
Goal time. No, it's goal time. I don't know where Goal City came from.
Competition day. Go ahead and warm you up a little bit more. We're going to try to create adversity that you've got to deal with and manage within the game and still find a way to get results.
I'm joining. Open. Oh, my bad, Rach. I wanted the split. That one hurt.
White, you guys are attacking that goal. Blue, you guys are attacking that goal.
Hey, Brandon, are we playing for the goalie? 5 or 6 behind my back. Dang.
He doesn't have 6 fingers. Everyone should follow that. Ooh, can I hit it once? That was supposed to be a nice pass, and that was not. Whoa, Liz!
No, I got stuff.
Rocket. Yeah, back post, Liz!
Your challenge right now is to raise the level of competitiveness while still playing good soccer.
Ow! Lizzie! Oh.
Not only score, but score again, and score again, and score again, and completely demoralize the other team. Pummel them.
Take another one. Score, just score. Yeah, finish it. Good. Yeah, it's 1-1. Yeah, it's our ball. Hey, good work, Rach. Hey, it's 45 seconds. Hey, be smarter.
How do you rise above that and still be encouraging, communicating, and organizing, and giving your team a sense of hope that you can win?
Hit it! Yeah, good, Rach. Way to look. Yeah, we won. We did it.
Pummel them. I love that attitude from Coach Wiedemeyer. Well, on to basketball now, where the Flames had to endure 13 straight days without a game thanks to this unique season and schedule. The positive to come out of that, though, was I gave head coach Richie McKay time to come on the Flames Central podcast, where among other things, he discussed the challenge of maintaining the successful culture that he and his staff have built.
I think that's been a pursuit of ours as a staff to daily invest in our culture. I think it's our responsibility as leaders or influencers, especially on a campus like this who has the said mission of training champions for Christ. I think we have a responsibility to make sure we're adhering to that and that the barometer doesn't become the result. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me. I think it's a challenge for all of us who coach or who take a lot of pride in what God's called them to do. Something that we want to continue to live and model more so than to actually one day finally obtain.
If you'd like to hear our entire conversation with Richie McKay, as well as our discussion about all the hot topics surrounding Liberty Athletics, check out our Flames Central podcast. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, wherever great podcasts can be heard.
That podcast is just more proof that Matt Warner is Richie McKay's #1 fan. But such a great conversation. Be sure to check that out. Moving on to women's tennis. For the first time since 2017, the Lady Flames moved to 2-0 on the season. LU earned victories over Georgia State and Mercer. In both days of competition, Liberty took the doubles session and also won 5 of the 6 contested single matches. Up next, they will host Radford in their home opener on Saturday. We stay on the courts for our next story. There's no question about the immense amount of time and dedication it takes to have success in one sport. In Trevor Foshey's case, tennis. He would go on to play at the highest level in college, but once he realized his playing days were over, he would find it difficult to transition to his next chapter, until he realized his story could continue right here at Liberty.
Growing up playing tennis, Trevor Foshey and his family would log some serious miles.
Once you look back at it, it's like, wow. You know, I was driving over an hour to practice and usually an hour and a half back because of I-4 traffic in Orlando, Florida. So, and that's every day, 5-6 days a week. And, you know, I wasn't driving for 7 years of that. And all the tournaments, the food, the hotels, you know, I don't even think about how much money was spent, but my parents were just full support.
All that time and money would eventually pay off, as Trevor earned an opportunity to play collegiately at Mississippi State. It was an experience that taught him about the game, but also about relationship building.
The time in college was like, I'll say the best 4 years of my life. Going in and having the teammates I had, you know, these guys are from Germany, Serbia, Portugal, Italy. And so just gaining those relationships was by far the best part of that 4 years. You know, going in for the freshman year, we were 7 brand new guys, and we were able to make Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. And that's when we knew, like, we can do something special here on the court.
While at Mississippi State, Trevor would rise as high as 9th nationally in doubles and 93rd in singles. And as a senior, his team would end the season 5th in the nation.
Mississippi State has just captured the SEC tournament title. Foshey clinches for the Bulldogs.
But as his collegiate career wound down, he faced the same question all successful athletes who want to stay in the game they love must confront.
I wanted to be a professional player, but at some point, you know, you have to see if you're going to be able to be that top 200 and make a living off of tennis or not. And I really I love communicating. I love building relationships. Probably a couple of my favorite things to do, I'd say my strengths. And so it kind of just started to evolve. You know, again, once I got to that end of the college career, I just started seeing that more as a reality.
And so after a call from Liberty head tennis coach Derek Schwant, Trevor dove headfirst into coaching, becoming an assistant coach for the Flames.
You're pounding your backhand a lot better, but you're not opening the court right now. It's just boom, boom, boom. So just work on it, man. If you're always comfortable, like Derek said yesterday, then you're not growing. I got into coaching because I always felt like, especially sophomore year of college, I thrived in the team environment. I really felt like it's something I wanted to stay in.
But the move to Liberty also had an added benefit, helping to ground him in his own spiritual walk as well.
I grew up in a Christian home my whole life. My dad's a pastor at a church back home. But I wouldn't actually say that I call myself a Christ follower until about a year and a half ago. I think it was perfect timing, and I say that truthfully. I think God put me here for a reason because, you know, obviously the background here, the Christian faith, and so it's kind of just like all like, wow, it's such an amazing environment, especially for a Christian. It turned out to be the perfect place.
And now as a coach, Trevor strives to use his own experiences to help guide his players and encourage growth during their 4 years in Lynchburg.
The impact of my college coaches is why I'm coaching here today. They were all super impactful, both on court and spiritually. And I wanted to be able to have that same impact my assistant coaches or head coach had on me, because 18 to 22 years old are 4 huge years of your life, you know, and if I can help impact in any way, that's a huge blessing. And the goal is just to continue to help improve these guys on the court, but off the court at the same time.
Great story from our Ken Toes. Well, it's been just over a month since Liberty football finished its season with a Cure Bowl win against Coastal Carolina. Only a month, and yet if you're like me, you probably already missed college football. So to help you cope with this loss, we decided to put together the top 10 plays from the Flames 2020 season. Enjoy these with the knowledge that spring ball is right around the corner. Miles has time. Fires. Picked off just inside the end zone. Butler with the interception. He brought it out. A big turn of events as North Alabama was ready to punch that thing in.
3rd and 7. McCall steps up. Late delivery, and it's going to be picked off by the Flames. The interception by Scruggs. Nearly had one moments ago. Can he get to the pylon this time? He cannot, but Liberty has it deep in Coastal territory, and a costly mistake, the first one of the game for Grayson McCall.
Snap back to Bennett in the pocket. Pumps it once, will toss. Left sideline. It's up and a jumping grab. Oh my goodness, what a catch. Coming down with it was C.J. Yarborough.
They're bringing pressure. Linebackers coming. Willis trying to escape. Running for his life. Able to turn the corner. Looking for a block. Cuts it up. Stays on his feet. Are you kidding? It's a foot race. Down the near sideline, and Willis finally drugged down inside the 15. How on earth did he keep his feet? Willis standing in the pocket. Gonna let it go deep down the field as Kevin Shaw snags it. Reaches out, grabs it. It's a foot race, and he's gone. Kevin Shaw on the connection from Malik Willis. 84 yards.
Snap to Willis. He'll roll right under pressure. Sneaks out at midfield. Will just chunk it downfield. Wide open. Caught going out of bounds at the 2. It's complete. What a catch down there by Kevin Shaw.
They throw to the sideline. Wow. Wow. A one-handed grab by C.J. Yarborough, the redshirt freshman.
Looking to pass here. Throwing towards the end zone. The catch is made. Oh, my. DJ Stubbs one-hands it. What a grab. Well, DJ Stubbs may not have ended up in an FIU uniform, but they're not going to forget him.
5 seconds on the clock. Alex Barbier, left hash mark, game tied at 35. From 51 out for the win. Snap, spot, kick, has the leg. It is good! With 1 second left, Alex Barbier from 51 yards out has given the Flames the lead, 38-35.
To force a second overtime, a 42-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Massimo Biscardi. Kick was blocked, and Liberty's going to win it. The Flames find a way in overtime, and Hugh Freeze celebrates. What a finish in Orlando.
Coming up, meet the former big league athletic trainer who's now helping Flames athletes be at their best.
Plus, Brett joins us with a light, flaky edition of Warm, Hot, and Fuego. That's when Flames Central returns.
Times are changing. At Liberty, we've made it our priority to grow, to learn, to improve. But even with all the change, our purpose remains. We want to equip people to go make a difference through their calling in their communities around the world. And though we are blessed with an amazing campus, our most valuable resource has always been the people, our students, and those who inspire them. It's the people who serve, maintain, support. It's you.
But what's really important? Not the buildings, not the mountain, not the property, but the young people who use these buildings, who study in these facilities. They are important.
No matter what the future holds, we will stay focused on our goal. And the people of Liberty University are how we will continue to carry out our mission. They are the ones who empower us to
Training champions for Christ. Champions for Christ. Training champions for Christ.
At Liberty University, we don't just believe everyone should have access to higher education, we make it happen. That's why we are offering our Middle America Scholarship to help families like yours by providing over $20,000 over the course of 4 years. Money should not hold you back from the life-changing experience at Liberty University. Find out if you qualify for the Middle America Scholarship today.
Heroes wear uniforms. You wear your strength, courage, dedication on your sleeve, and your determination on your face. We're honored to help heroes like you with a 25% discount on undergraduate, graduate, or doctoral tuition. No matter how you serve, we're here to serve you.
Welcome back to the show. A memory is defined as the faculty by which the mind stores and remembers information, a recollection. Liberty alum and athletic trainer Scott Lawrenson has plenty of memories from his time working in Major League Baseball. As the Lord has brought his life full circle and back to Lynchburg, Scott is using those memories and experience to better the Flames.
As long as, oh, that's hit well to center field. Finley goes back. It's over.
Our catcher for the day, which is Todd Pratt, who was not our everyday catcher. He was a tremendous backup catcher, but our star catcher had a thumb injury and could not play that day. So Todd got to catch that game, and then he ended up hitting a walk-off home run.
Lynchburg, Virginia native Scott Lawrenson witnessed firsthand some memorable moments in the game of baseball.
You only get it from your angle once from the dugout. You know, so you can go back and look at it 100 times and see it from different angles, but I was definitely there for that event. Played baseball, you know, in junior high, high school. So just kind of a baseball junkie. During those high school years, I would actually work in the city stadium. Anything from concessions to sweeping the stadium to selling tickets, you know, let people in the stadium. And eventually it took me into the locker room where I became an equipment manager. And I did that for maybe a year and a half post high school. And that's what introduced me to athletic training. In my process of being in that locker room, I would come across a couple of the executives that would have titles like farm director, assistant farm director.
Those relationships would eventually open the door to a career as an athletic trainer with the New York Mets.
I had a great opportunity for many years with them. We had some really good teams for many years. Met a lot of wonderful players, talented players. Was able to take care of them on a daily basis. Some Hall of Famers came through our hands. We had a couple years in the playoffs. We had a World Series at Yankee Stadium. So those are certainly highlights that can't be replaced. Even if it's just in my memory bank, it's really something else that I was able to be in those situations.
After a number of years with the Mets, Scott would join the Washington Nationals for a short period of time before returning home to Lynchburg, Virginia, and Liberty University.
The person who introduced Scott to me was Terry Falwell. He said, "You got to meet this guy, Scott Lawrenson. He's been in Major League Baseball. He's moved back to the area." There was an opening, the right opening, I feel, for him to put him, back into a position of leadership. It was a simple decision.
My responsibilities are as sports medicine director, and my charge is to lead this group of 17 others as we take care of the different athletic teams.
With the spirit of service and the wisdom he acquired in the big leagues, Scott is now using his talents to support the athletes right here at Liberty. And he's also found something else in his return.
Even though I went to LCA many years ago and then Liberty and then spent time in the major leagues, when we came back here, I think it came time for my day of reckoning spiritually. That came along eventually too. And had it not been for some of the environments here in Lynchburg, people, I think God would have found a way to do it elsewhere. But I think that years later, I'm back here, and that's kind of where I guess made my declaration for God. Not too many years ago. So it was upon that return that all this kind of transpired. So I think there's a reason bigger than me and even bigger than my family to be here.
For him to come back and take his experience and take his knowledge and take, what he's learned and how he's grown, and to believe that much, in this university and the mission of the university, and pour that back into what he's doing, is just a phenomenal testament to both him but to this university as well.
Really cool how life can go full circle like that. Thanks to Helmut Montoya for that piece. All right, time now for Warm, Hot, and Fuego, top 3 athletes or moments of the week.
Yes.
Rhett, the theme this week I hear is quite tasty.
It is. Croissants. They are so good. And I just thought, it was like National Croissant Day this past week. Yeah, and so I was thinking, what better way?
You never tell me about this until it's too late.
I'm sorry. We should have gone out and gotten
we really
one.
Should.
My wife had to get after me because being like the Canadian background I had a habit of calling it croissant.
Yeah,
and so I'd go through like the drive-thru and ask for a croissant, and she'd start laughing at me along with the other people.
I agree with your wife on that one. All right, let's start with warm.
Yeah.
Give me your athlete and however you're tying this into croissants.
It's an almond croissant. Jose Bolivian, shot put. This guy, A-Sun Field Athlete of the Week, 25th nationally, the distance, 58 feet, 6.75 inches, second best in the A-Sun this year, and on his senior season, this guy is going out big, and he's a big fella. Like, I like watching him chuck this shot put. He's wearing tights, so hey, why can't other guys know? It's just looking great.
Brett is all on the tights bandwagon.
But listen to the Flame Central podcast, you'll get the inside joke. But yeah, this guy, he's chucking it. Great senior season for him so far. We expect big things.
All right, that's warm. Moving on to hot now. Who's your pick there?
Peyton Keener.
Yeah.
Bacon croissant. And this is why I'm saying this. Yeah, it is a thing. And it looks
gladly try that.
Downright tasty. Yeah. If you're in 4 different events in a day, you need your protein.
Oh,
and that's what I'm thinking for Peyton. Get this. Okay. For a normal athlete, you're out there, you do one thing, your day is done, you put all your energy into it. This is Peyton's day. 200 medley, first leg, they won. Okay, great job. 100 backstroke, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Nice
200 backstroke, winner. 400 free relay, first leg again.
Don't say it.
Winner.
All she does is win.
That's right, and great job on senior day for her. Emily was talking about it earlier, and what a way to go out. CCSA Swimmer of the Week, as we mentioned, so good job by her.
Absolutely. Yeah. Finally now, in Fuego, the athlete and the croissant.
On hockey, Hunter Verostic, the croissant is a chocolate croissant. I It's like my guilty pleasure. I love a chocolate croissant.
Yeah.
You can't get much better. Hunter Verostic, what a day he had. The performance on
Couldn't get
Friday
much
night.
better.
No, 50 shots again. This guy saw more rubber than a dead skunk on the side of Highway 460. Like, he was just out there taking shots. The start to this game, there's a shot that goes off the gloves, gets by him high on the glove side, and you can see, like, oh, this is not a great way to start a game against an NCAA D1 opponent. After that, though, Hunter locked it in. And watching his performance, I knew coming into Liberty, he had the ability to be the best goaltender I've probably seen wear the red, white, and blue in a decade. And I'd say he's up there. If he can continue consistent performances like this, the Flames have a window to win a national championship in the next 2 years under him. He is that good.
You heard it here first. Well done, Rhett. Let's go get a croissant sometime and say it like a man, would you? Please. All right, still to come. We put Liberty basketball back on the hot seat, and it's as entertaining as ever. That's when Flame Central returns.
Since 1971, Liberty University has had one mission: training champions for Christ. We've been at this for a while, and in the shadow of the Blue Ridge Mountains, we have grown to be a global force. Today, Liberty runs over 100,000 students around the globe, studying across 15 colleges and schools. And among that, proudly over 30,000 military students and their families. Across 700 programs of study, we train as one: nurses, artists, business leaders of the future and today. Together, we work to give back through service trips, local community work, and over 500,000 volunteer hours per year. And we play just as hard as we study, with 20 NCAA athletic programs and over 40 club sports teams. So, who are we? We are Liberty University, and we train champions for Christ.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for hanging with us. Well, it's a little known fact that if you're looking for our guy Rhett around the Flame Central offices, you can usually find him in the makeup room, in front of the mirror, maybe eating a croissant.
Completely untrue statement. It's actually Matt Warner, but that's an argument for another time. Let's find out, though, who spends the most time in front of the mirror for men's hoops.
Who spends the most time in front of the mirror? I'm gonna have to go Keegan McDowell.
I'd say Cuff. Cuff's kind of a beauty queen.
Zay. I feel like Zay might, or Cuff.
He definitely enjoys the most time just looking at himself.
He's always the one trying to keep his clean look.
I mean, it has to be one of the freshmen this year. I would say Josh or Kyle. They always put like products in their hair and stuff. Jonathan or Zay, I saw them in the mirror a lot today. So.
Jonathan Jackson spends a lot of time in the mirror. He's always fixing his hair up, making sure he looks nice.
From my experience, probably Zay. Zay spends a lot of time.
Either Jonathan or myself.
Most time in front of the mirror.
If I had to guess, I'd say probably Martin. You know, he's always looking styling.
Just making sure my hair looks straight, make sure everything's straight.
Almost every time I walk around, like to go to the showers, I see Keegan in the mirror, like looking at himself.
Titus Dean probably has the most swag on the team.
Chris Parker might be a sleeper. Cuff, probably.
Jonathan or Cuff, probably. Pretty boys.
Chris Parker is MVP of these answers of hot seats.
He's been
Love
fantastic. Much more to come. Well, hey, that'll about do us for this week. As always, go to libertyflames.com, click on that Flame Central button in the top right-hand corner to see more of our stories, and go listen to the podcast, Liberty Flames Podcast. Check it out. For Emily, I'm Matt. We'll see you right back here next week.